Welcome back to Mass Truth. If you've been living under a rock, you might have missed the fact that there was a terrorist attack in Bondi. I've made a previous video to that, but however, it's been age restricted and it won't be pushed out. If you watch this and you want to see more of the raw footage of the actual incident, I'll link it at the end, but you'll have to be over 18 to watch it. This one will be a lot less controversial. It'll sort of be covering the why and the lead up to this, and the fact that no one that has been watching the politics and the way that things are, no one's surprised that this has happened. And unfortunately, people haven't kept their ears to the ground to understand that this isn't a surprise. This has been a long lead up to where we are today and yesterday. And unfortunately, the Jewish people knew that this was, potentially something that could happen. And if you follow the news or actually follow the way things are going in our society at the moment, you wouldn't have been surprised either. It was just a matter of time. So this video, I'm just going to cover some of the bases of why and how this has happened, because there's a lot of speculation that's going online. People are saying it's a false flag, and it's definitely not. They found links to the Iranian government spreading misinformation to make it look like it's the IDF and it was Israelis shooting Israelis. I'm just going to tell you right now, that's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. And yeah, so we're just going to cover how we got here and the lead up to it, because a lot of people obviously don't understand that there was a lead up to this, and it has been going on for years to get to this level. It doesn't surprise me that this has happened, and it shouldn't have surprised you. Unfortunately, you've been played. If you're a pro-Palestinian, you have been played. And unfortunately, the people like me that tried to warn you, you called us Islamophobic. So let's get into it. And this is, the media is running this sort of stuff now. When I was watching this live on October 9 in Australia, which is the day after October 7, because we're a day ahead, when I saw them go to Opera House and start chanting "gas the Jews" and "kill the Jews" and all that sort of stuff, I realized that it was a much deeper issue that we had. So let's just have a look. We'll review some of the videos and talk as to how it happened and why, and how long this has sort of been happening in our country without most people not even knowing. So as said just before, this was a day after the October 7 attacks, and they're saying these sort of things, gas the Jews, and people are just laughing. There's no empathy, there's no nothing. These people are scum. First and foremost, if you hold this belief and you're in Australia right now, fuck off. Pack your bags and fuck right off. There is no reason for you to be in Australia, and you should just fuck off. You're a piece of shit, and you have no right to be here. And we should not be giving you scumbags a refuge. You do not deserve to be here. But unfortunately, there's a lot of people that share these views, so. Celebrating after October 7th, and this wasn't stamped out. This was just allowed. Same time, it's on October 7th, I think it would have been on the 8th. A preacher from LAKEMBA has come in and said this sort of stuff about what Hamas did. And this is disgusting as well. This is happening on Sydney streets, in public. All good, in LAKEMBA.
Happy! I'm elated! It's a day of courage! It's a day of happiness! It's a day of pride! It's a day of victory! This is the day!
It's a day of victory, huh? And then you copped it for 2 years and you cried like you guys were the victims. And we had to listen to it. We listened to the Free Palestine. Just listen to this fucking moron speak again. This was in Australia. This bloke talking like what Hamas did, killing 1,500 people, was a good thing.
Happy. I'm elated. It's a day of courage. It's a day of happiness. It's a day of pride. It's a day of victory. This is the day we've been waiting for.
It's a day of courage. It's a day of victory. It's a day they've all been waiting for. If you don't think what's happened in Bondi, that there isn't going to be people celebrating this, that this sort of stuff is chanted for, and this sort of stuff is praised, you got another thing coming. You need to put your head to the ground and wonder really what is going on in this country. Because if this surprises you, or the Bondi attack surprises you, I unfortunately fear that you don't know what's going on. During this time after October 7th, these guys were chanting and acting like it was a good thing. And then the anti-Semitism attacks started. After the war that was 100% justified, the start of it anyway. You can argue with me whether the actions of the Israeli IDF were justified, but the start of the war was definitely justified. As soon as the war was started, civilian synagogues were attacked in Australia. Burnt to crisp. Destroyed. And all during this time, there was anti-Semitic attacks, public people's houses, anti-Semitic graffiti all over the Israeli areas of Sydney. And if you've been following it, this sort of stuff, what's happened in Bondi shouldn't have surprised you. They've got organised crime, firebombing synagogues. This is a video of the one in Victoria. These were the ones that were funded by Iranian government. Turns out, funded by the Iranian government. And this sort of stuff's been happening on our shores for years now. And now there's been a massacre. Now, I'm not going to show any of the footage because I haven't had it on my last video and it's sort of been restricted and hasn't been shared. But sadly, this isn't surprising. And sadly, if you've actually followed it, you could have seen what was going to happen. Our government doesn't want to do anything about it. And the thing that they're starting to crack down on now is gun violence, they're saying. They want to change the gun laws, which are already strict as. Here are the things. Instead of talking about gun violence, let's talk about the crux of the issue, which is radical Islam. It's plagued the Western world for how many years? And instead of talking about the direct issue, we talk about the other secondary issues, the gun violence. Instead of talking about migration and immigration, we talk about Islamophobia. Instead of cancelling visas and deporting people that break the law, we're talking about white supremacy being an issue against the Islamic faith. Instead of just ripping up their citizenships, we're challenging people that challenge their views. This is the whole reason I cover my face. Because I can't trust, if I'm critical on this side of the world, that my life will be safe. In a country like Australia, I still have the fear of spreading my views. And that's got to change. And there's only one fucking type of person that does that sort of stuff. And it's radical Islam. Whether you agree with me or not, and you're being real with yourself, the Western world has one problem at the moment. And it's not guns. It's not white supremacy. It's radical Islam. So until our government can actually face the actual issues and wonder how these people are getting radicalized, and if they are found radicalized, see ya. Until we have those answers, this sort of stuff's going to keep happening. And you can put it down to gun violence, but then look what happens in France. They get a truck and they drive it through. They plow 100 people in a truck. Or they get a knife and do a stab attack. Or you ban guns and then they get them illegally and do it anyway. We need to address the problem directly and we need to be honest. Dancing around this issue is not helping. It hasn't helped for the last 20 years. If anything, it's gotten worse. It's given these people a safe haven to spread their hate. But from here on out, I'd prefer to be Islamophobic than dead in Bondi. Call me what you want. If you want to see more live footage of the incident that's happened in Bondi, my other post has been restricted and you have to sign in to watch it, but I suggest you watch it. You wonder why people are so annoyed and so angry that this has happened on our shores. I'm not surprised, and I've just shown you 3 examples why I'm not surprised. The tensions here have been rising and nothing seems to be getting done about it, because we can't even address the true issue, and that is radical Islam. Like and subscribe. If not, all good.